Do, 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 oh, do. Hey guys, so it's all about organizers today. For those of you that watch my Birkin versus Kelly video, I asked you, are you interested if I do a review / comparison with the organizers that I showed in that video, which are from a company called 7 Rue Paradis, and comparing them against the Hermes Fourbi's, because I own an Hermes Fourbi and I also borrowed my friend's silk version too. So this video, I am going to be comparing the versions, the 7RP versions against the Hermes Fourbi versions. But before we get into this video, can I just say I am super excited to tell you guys that after that Birkin versus Kelly, which thank you so much, by the way, I got so many lovely compliments, and it seems that you guys really appreciated that video. I'm so glad that I put that time and effort into it, because reading all the comments, which I do read all the comments saying how much it helped you guys, and that just makes me really, really happy. Anyway, my whole point was I'm really excited because 7RP watched that video and they contacted me after that, and they actually so kindly sent me, because they know that I've got 2 Birkins, and they sent me, well, I picked the color, another insert for my beautiful malachite Birkin. Well, I picked this color because I just wanted a contrast. I mean, look at that. How gorgeous is that? And when I go into all the details of this a little bit later, that is why I'm just not scared to pick color. So thank you so much, 7RP, for sending me this insert. Another thing that I'm super, super excited to announce is when 7RP contacted me and we were sort of emailing, and I told them, regardless of whether they were going to, they sent me this or not, I was going to do this review anyway. I kind of asked them, these are a little bit pricey, and I know that a lot of my viewers are really interested. Is there anything possibly you can sort of do? This video is not sponsored by 7RP. I just know how interested you guys were, and I have got some really good news. So 7RP have kindly given me an exclusive code, which is just for my subscribers. They have not given this to anyone. And if you enter this code here, which they made up, which I thought was so cute, which is 7RP loves Mel, if you enter that in your order for the next 2 weeks, I will put the end date in the description box. They're doing it for 2 weeks only. You will get €25 off each insert. Now, I think that is pretty good. So that's the code. I will also put it down in the description box. But before I get too excited, yes, you guys already know that I use these in my Birkin and my Kelly. You saw it in my Birkin and Kelly video. But honestly, in this video, I'm going to go really in depth. You guys really appreciated the fact that I went in depth with my Birkin and Kelly, and I'm going to do the same. I am going to go through 4 categories. I'm going to break this video up into 4 categories. 1, I'm going to talk about materials and colors. 2, I'm going to be talking about the differences between the design and sizes. 3, I'm going to be talking about the function, what fits inside. 4, I'm going to be discussing prices. And in the end, I'm going to give you a summary of the pros and cons of the Hermes products versus the 7RP product, and therefore what my recommendation is. The reason why I'm going so in depth is because, look, yes, my personal recommendation, obviously, as you guys know already, because I use a 7RP product, is that. But I want to give a fair comparison, and that's why I've broken it up into those 4 categories so that you guys can formulate your own opinion. Let's get straight into this video with number 1. So let's talk about materials and colors. Let's start off with the Hermes Fourbi. So the Fourbi is available in 2 different types of material. The herringbone canvas, which is the one I have, and the silk version. With the herringbone canvas, it is canvas all the way through. So if you look at the inside, it's all canvas as well. With the silk version, so it's silk on the outside and inside, it's sort of like a nylon kind of lining. Both versions have a bit of leather, so leather tabs, and this drawstring, which just cinches the bag in. And both versions also have palladium hardware on the outer pockets. This canvas one is not water resistant or water repellent because if you spill anything in this, it's canvas, it's just going to seep through. With this version, because I can't tell exactly if it's nylon because both of them don't have like a care label. It appears that it's water resistant because if you spill water in there, it feels like you can just wipe it off. So with the 7RP product, the material that it's made of is called Alcantara. It kind of feels a bit suede-y, but it's not suede at all. It is a high-tech Italian material, and it's used to line luxury cars, sports cars, the inside of yachts sometimes. So in terms of cars, we're thinking really high-end. So think like Lamborghinis, Mercedes, Range Rovers, Porsches. So yeah, super high-end. And why did they choose this material? First and foremost, it is color transfer proof. I don't need to worry that it's going to run, the color's going to run into my bag, and especially whatever that I store inside. Just say I'm using like a lambskin Chanel beige card holder. If I put that in, I don't need to worry that the beige card holder is going to get blue on it because that's one of the properties of Alcantara. It is color transfer proof. And I'm like, wow, when I was reading that, I was like, oh my gosh. This is machine washable. Like it came with, yeah, it's still in here because I just got this card and it's got like washing instructions. So if this does get dirty, you can chuck it in the washing machine. Look, it doesn't say you can't wash these because there isn't any care label, but common sense would tell you it can't be washed because of the leather. I'm sure with this version here, with the silk, you can definitely wipe it down on the inside. Well, even for the canvas, you can wipe it down, but I don't think you can chuck it into a washing machine and wash them. That's my opinion anyway. So another thing that I wanted to mention as well, that was a property of Alcantara, is that this is definitely water repellent. So let's do a little test. All right, so if it's supposed to be water repellent, it's supposed to just like bead, right? Okay, so this is just a little bit of water. Okay. All right, so it just beaded. So if I just go like this, ta-da! Woohoo! Just from doing my own research, everyone talks about, the weight of the insert, because we all know Birkins are quite heavy anyway, more so Birkins because it doesn't have a shoulder strap. So some people are really concerned about the weight and things like that. Everyone says, they go for the silk Fourbi because it's really light as well. To me, I can't tell. They all kind of feel the same. Let's see what the scales say as well. Now, for comparison's sake, I'm going to be comparing 3 of them, and these are the versions that people would normally use in a Birkin 30. So let's start off with the Hermes Fourbi. So this is the Hermes Fourbi in the size small in the herringbone canvas. So size small, guys, and it is 148 grams. So this is in the size medium, and it says it is 190 grams. Let's try the 7RP product. So this is 151 grams. I'm actually surprised there was hardly any difference between these particular two. Like we're talking 3 grams, and this is so much bigger than this. So what colors are they available in? Let's start with Hermes first. So with the Fourbi, if you're after this canvas herringbone version, it only comes in this color, so this sort of natural canvas. If you are after the silk version, it comes in a couple of prints. As far as I know I've seen this orange version and a blue version, and I think they also have like a multicolored version as well, but you really need to check with your local Hermes store or on the Hermes website. What about the 7RP products? So it comes in 8 different colors that you can pick for the Birkin or Kelly. This is called Blue Electric. This is the gold. It also comes in Gris Tourterelle, Anemone, khaki, graphite, orange, and one other color. A taupe, yes. So 8 colors altogether. But I also heard from 7RP that more colors will be introduced. So watch that space. 2, let's talk design and sizes. So let's start off with Hermes. So with the Fourbi, it comes in 2 different sizes, the small and the medium, which is this. So with the canvas version, it comes in the small and the medium size as well. The small being approximately 20 centimeters across and the medium being approximately 25 centimeters across. The biggest difference in terms of sizes is that there is a specific size for each bag. For example, this is the Birkin 30 insert. This insert is completely different to the Birkin 25 insert. So the one I showed before, which is this is a Kelly Retourne or Retenay insert. This Kelly 32 Retenay insert is different again, even to the Kelly Cellier insert, because the design, the whole concept of 7RP is to make this product perfectly fit into each of the bags. And with the Kelly, you're probably thinking, but Mel, a Kelly 32 measures the same as the Retourne and the Cellier. They're both 32s. Why would they need a different insert? It's different because the shape of the Retourne and the Cellier is different. So on the contrary, the Hermes products are not bag-specific products like the 7RP. The whole idea behind these Fourbi is that it can be transferred from bag to bag. This is the 20 centimeter. And it does fit in the Birkin, but I'm going to show you guys in a sec just what I mean by this, but there's so much space on the outside. So a lot of people, from what I've read and what I've seen on Instagram and forums as well, a lot of people actually prefer this 25 centimeters because it fits into a Birkin 30 or a Kelly 32 a lot better and makes use of all the space. So guys, this is what I wanted to show you before. So when I got this Fourbi, as you can see how there's just so much space along the sides here, here, here. It's just like, even if I fill it up, there's just all this space here. And it can sort of like just rattle around there because it's not specifically made for this bag, which is the Birkin 30. So that is the Fourbi in small. Let me show you what the 25 centimeter look like. And that is why a lot of people tend to go for the 25 centimeter version because it fits a lot better. So this is the 25 centimeter. And as you can see already, it looks like it's so much of a better fit. That's why people tend to go for this. However, the thing about this 25 centimeter, and because it's not made for the Birkin 30, is that actually here, which is under this flap, under this flap here, there is, I don't know if I can show you. See the zipper compartment? This 25 centimeter is actually too high. Can you see that it covers this front flap? So therefore you can't access that pocket, that Birkin's pocket, which is, I guess, what do you call it? Like its native pocket, I guess. You can still access this one here, but not that one there. So let me show you what the 7RP product looks like. So this one is made specifically for the Birkin 30. Just put that in. So as you can see, it slides in very easily. And that is what it looks like. So it is such a snug fit, but not too much, as you see. So the sides, it doesn't dent the sides. It's still got a teensy bit of space. But the biggest thing is that you can still access, this is the front flap, you can still access this zip, which is right here. See? It's not covering this front flap. So it's perfectly made for the Birkin 30. And that's the biggest difference between design. Like 7RP are designed specifically for each size. With the Hermes products, it's not. With the 7RP low insert product, I don't think I mentioned the name before, but yes, this is called the low insert. The founder of the company, and one aspect that I really liked about this was that she's actually a long-time Hermes collector herself, and she's actually a haute couture designer by trade. So I thought that was a very interesting point. And she couldn't find anything on the market for her collection of Birkins and Kellys. And so that is how this was born. Another really important design feature to mention is with the 7RP product, if you look at the side profile, can you see it's in a sort of trapezoid kind of shape, which means it goes from a wider base and it goes a bit more narrow. If you look at that, that's very obvious. And the reason why it's been designed that way is, look at the Birkin, same thing, wide base, and as you cinch in the sides, it goes more narrow. So that's why it's been perfectly made for this. With the Forbis, whether it's the silk version or it's the canvas version, it's just the same width times depth. So if you look at the depth there, it's a bit hard to see because it's not filled, but you can see that it's not a trapezoid shape. It's just the same sort of depth from top to bottom. And same with this guy, hard to show because it's so floppy. So what fits in the Hermes Fourbi? This is in size small. So let me just go through it really quickly. So the inside has got no pockets, nothing at all. The outside does have one big pocket there, which does up, it's like got a button closure. And this side has another 2 pockets here, 1, 2. Okay, and these are the items that I would mainly use day to day. So I've got my LV mini pochette, my Chanel card holder, which I use as a mini wallet. I've got some tissues. I'm actually going to put that here. Some mints, put that there. Got my car keys, which I'm going to put here. iPhone 7 Plus, which I'm going to put here. I am also going to put my Hermes Bastia coin purse there. Put some hand sanitizer, my lipstick pen, some tooth floss. So that's looking pretty full. You could fit, okay, so these are just some sunglasses. These are not designer sunglasses, but you could just lay them on top like that, or in a case, you could put that all in as well. I'm just going to keep all these contents and I'm going to transfer it into the bigger size, so it should fit that and more, and let's see what additionally it can fit in. Okay guys, so obviously because this is taller, this has 2 pockets. The only difference between this is that it's got 2 pockets on the outside and another 2 pockets here, whereas in this with the small it only had the 1. So I could slide my iPhone 7 vertically there and that's fine. So as you can see, there is a lot more space. You can put a lot more things in there. This is a full-sized Continental wallet that fits. Actually, it actually fits in here too. Sorry, I should have shown you that if you wanted, that Fourbi does fit a Continental wallet, but it takes up a lot of space. Anyway, so that fits a full-size Continental wallet there. This is to represent, like this is a big notebook, but that could be like an agenda. I know a lot of people like to carry agendas, LV agendas. So that fits into the medium as well. That will not fit into the small. So that is looking pretty full. Let me just move things around a little bit. I can actually put this in here now and probably still have space for, this is my LV clay. And the difference as well with this is this has got another zip here which can be used. So yes, that fits quite a lot in the medium size silk version. My only little bit of concern is that, see with these metal buttons, I feel like if I put my phone and I didn't have a cover or something, it would damage like the screen, or just say I wanted to put sunglasses in there, or even something like this. If I go in and out, I wonder if the buttons would scratch that. I'm not sure, but with a cover, or because it is metal, I'm thinking if you are pulling it in and out, you would need to have a case on it. Otherwise, this metal could potentially scratch. Just wanted to point that out. So now let's transfer all this into the 7RP product. Okay guys, as you can see, everything that I put in the Hermes medium silk organizer, I can fit into this really, really well. And so everything fits, and I've actually got space for a little bit more. So the difference between this 7RP and the Fourbi's is that the Fourbi's pockets tend to be on the outside, whereas in with the 7RP product, they've got this here, as you can see, like 1, 2, 3, which is not exactly a pocket, but you definitely can slide things in there. So guys, I hope you found that what fits inside useful. But if we look at what's the real main purpose and what's the function of a bag insert, I would say number one thing, especially for Birkin and Kelly, is to protect the bag, right? And all three obviously protect the bag. But I think it's important to note that, in my opinion, I believe it protects it in different levels. And the reason why I say that, you saw before when I showed you the video, saw how what a snug, perfect fit it is inside the bag. Whereas if you were to buy the Fourbi's, especially with the small, which is my one I have, there is so much space around it. So yes, it will protect the contents of what I put in there, but you know, there is sort of gaping around there. So I don't know, I just don't think it optimally protects it, because there is a lot of space. It is better, however, with this bigger size. It does fill up the Birkin 30 better, and it definitely protects it better, in my opinion. However, the one thing that I'm a bit unsure of in terms of the Hermes is because all the pockets are on the outside of the bag, it makes this part a bit more bulkier. So therefore, I would be a little bit worried when if I do fill it all up and put all stuff there, it might indent the bag, like when I'm putting it inside, and because all the pockets are outside, it's not as seamless. Whereas I think with this one here, because all their pockets are internally, everything fits here. I don't even know if these are pockets. I'm actually not even sure, to be honest, what these are for. All the pockets are on the inside. It's all sort of seamless. There's no metal bits. So really, all three do protect the inside if you're worried about the leather. There is sort of like that buffer, but I do believe this protects it a lot better. I mean, this has got padding, so that it acts as a buffer between your items and the actual bag. These ones somewhat, I think with the nylon, it does help as a buffer. It's a little bit thinner. I would say with the canvas, it's probably acts as the least buffer, because in my Birkin, actually, you can't really tell because with the lighting and everything, but there is a couple of light indentations, and I think that if I had used this from the get-go, it wouldn't have been there. But the inside is not dirty. This definitely protects that. I just want to stress that. Another thing is that the item protection, because of the Alcantara, because it is so supple and smooth, and it's, you know, when I'm putting my iPhone in, and some people don't have screen protectors, I don't need to worry, like, oh, by the way, the inside pockets do fit in iPhone 7 Plus. I don't need to worry that the screen will get scratched or anything. Whereas in the Hermes products, for both of them, because they have this button, some people may get a little, if I'm putting it that way, see how with the button, if you're just pulling it in and out, the metal could scratch it, or if you're putting sunglasses without the case, which I'm sure you probably use a case, but I'm just saying that with the metal, it could potentially damage things like screen covers and things like that. Organization-wise, how it organizes, I feel like with the 7RP product, because there's more pockets and there still has this big center bit, it just organizes all my product a lot better than my Fourbi, because it's got no inside pocket. But the reason why is the biggest plus side, it shapes the bag. And Mel, what do you mean by shaping? Without me even putting in the bag, you can see that if I'm just holding it here, it's floppy. This is not meant to shape the bag. Same with this one. This one does hold its shape a bit better. As you can see, it actually stands. Whereas for this one, I mean, look at that. It's just perfectly still. It doesn't sag at all or anything. And so this is what really attracted me. I'm going to put this into my Birkin and I'm going to show you. Now, with my Birkin, especially, this is in Togo leather, especially with leathers like Colours.mins, which is known to just get more and more mushier throughout time, and even some Swift and even some Togos. This bag is not even a year old and already it has softened. But can you see here, like this front bit is a little bit saggy, like, and my Birkin is not old, like you probably can't tell that much. This is going to be so obvious on like a floppy Kelly or a floppy Birkin. You really see the difference in structure. My structure is still good, not even a year old. This baby's not even a year old, but already it's starting to slouch a little bit. The minute I put this insert in, I can already notice the difference. I hope the camera will pick it up. Okay. Can you see that it's not as saggy? Like it's not as, this bit doesn't slouch down as much. So that was a really big selling point for me because, and why I chose to invest, because it helps organize, it helps protects, and it helps shapes my bag. Let's talk pricing. All these inserts are very, very expensive. So that is why I've grouped them together and comparing sort of like the higher price range inserts together. So let's start off with the 7 Apres Le insert price. And so with these inserts, they start from €245 up to €400. I am going to be talking about this Birkin 30 because we need to pick one to compare it with, and the Birkin 30 is one of the most popular sizes and styles. This particular one is €350. Now let's compare that like for like with the Hermes Forbis, because these two Forbis would be used in a Birkin 30 as well. So this small canvas, in this small, exactly as is, euro price is €377. In the medium, it is €475. For this silk version, now don't faint when I tell you these pricing because it is very expensive. For the small, okay, this is the medium, but for the small, it is €605. And for this medium version, it is €830. Yes, I know, I died as well. But to make things matters worse, Australian and US are very similar in terms of our Hermes pricing, and everyone knows that Hermes products are cheaper in Europe. So if you balked at those prices, let me give you a comparison how all this translates to, say, US pricing. So I've put up a slide here just comparing what the euro prices are for the Le insert and the Fourbi in canvas and silk, and you can just see the comparison between the euro price and the USD price. And as you can see from the slide, the USD prices are a lot higher. Plus you need to add tax to those prices you see. It's making this guy look kind of a bit more worth it, isn't it? But let's just do a number game, okay? So this costs $380 USD, okay? I'm going to use USD for this example. $380 inclusive of shipping, this will get to you. A Birkin 30 costs $10,900 USD plus tax. So let's say if we round it up, we're talking about 11,500, okay? So if you do this as a percentage of 11,500, this insert would be about 3.3%, okay, of the cost of a Birkin 30. That's your investment, 3.3%. Now, I know a lot of people, including myself, I'm actually looking possibly for an organizer for my Speedy. Most people have heard of Samorga, right? So, and lots of people buy Samorga. So let's say, which is one of the most popular sizes for LV, a Speedy 30. A Speedy 30 in the USD is like 970 USD, I believe. You know, you add tax, I'm just going to say you add about 6% or something, it adds up to about $1,030. If we take into account how much a Samorga costs, plus shipping and all that, it's around like $60, $61 USD. Take that as a percentage of how much a Speedy costs, it actually is 6.6%. And I think sometimes we don't think of it that way. We just think, oh my gosh, you're crazy, you spent that much. But the Birkin and Kelly, they are really, really expensive bags. You know, it is very, very pricey. I'm not even going to pretend it's not. It's a very pricey thing. But for me, I think it's, for my opinion, okay, guys, I think it's completely worth it. I just wanted to give you that kind of sum and do that kind of maths because I think sometimes when you break it down, it's actually not as bad as you think. Let me give you a really brief summary of what I think are the pros and cons of both products. So with the Hermes Fourbi product, pro number one, it's an Hermes product. I mean, for people that are diehard Hermes lovers, it doesn't matter that it doesn't shape the bag. That's not the aim. Like, it's an Hermes product. Secondly, because it's not made specific for each bag, in terms of transferring, it's sort of more universal. Like, you can use it in more bags than the Le Insert. Pro number three, which I didn't really delve into, but I think it's important to mention, is that packaging wise, you cannot go past Hermes. Well, isn't the dust bag made of this? Yeah, you get this in a dust bag, in a box, wrapped up in ribbon. So, look, you can't beat the Hermes experience. Packaging wise, tick. So what are the pros for the 7RP Le Insert? Number one being the material. It's made in Alcantara. I mean, the properties are, it's washable, the color, there's no color transfer. Plus, you saw the test before, it's water repellent. I mean, how awesome is that? It's seamless. I don't need to worry about it because it's soft, yet the way that they have made it, it's structured too. I mean, it's soft that I know that things inside it is not going to damage my bag. It's not going to damage the contents of my bag. So the material is definitely a huge plus. I actually think a pro of it is also that it is made specifically for the bag. It is like the perfect fit for the particular bag. One of the biggest pro for me, it shapes the bag. It doesn't just protect the inside. It doesn't just organize it, which in my opinion, the biggest pro is that it organizes a lot better to me than the Hermes, but it shapes the bag. So for me, it's like, oh, I don't need to buy one of those, you know, they sell those Birkin pillows and you can stuff it to help maintain its shape. I've got this, it shapes the bag. The con for the Hermes products is that the materials, you can't wash it. If there is any spillage, you'll just need to, you know, baby wipe it or whatever. Another con of this bag is that because I'm comparing to this now, it doesn't shape the bag. It is floppy. I'm holding it now. You can tell it is pretty floppy. And the biggest con, I would say to this, the prices of these two are much higher than that. I mean, this is at like 4 times the price. 1225, yeah, it's like 4 times the price of that. So these products, not so much this one, but these products are like super, super expensive. But you are paying for the name because it is Hermes. One of the cons is I think it's as universal as this, but it's not marketed that way as well. It's supposed to be made for each bag. But if I had to be picky, that would be a con, that it's not universal, but it's not really a con to me, I guess. Oh, I do need to mention another con that it's not really a con. I think it's something that they could perhaps improve on, is that when this insert came and it was all protected and it was great, but it came in this bubble sort of wrap. So the packaging, obviously, maybe because I'm just used to the Hermes thing, it's obviously not as pretty as the Hermes product. So my recommendation is, if you guys have a Birkin or Kelly, or you're thinking of getting a Birkin or Kelly, it is really wise to invest in this 7RP insert. You know that you're getting a premium quality product. I mean, hello Porsche, hello Lamborghini. You know, it just extends the experience. I just feel so happy when I open up my bag. From my bird's eye view, I can just see all my contents. Everything is protected. It's soft. I'm happy carrying my bag. I'm opening my bag out. I'm happy looking inside my bag too. So remember, guys, for 2 weeks only, you can use my exclusive code 7RP Loves Mel, and I will leave that in the description box below, plus the link to the 7RP website, and that saves you €25 per insert. So just say you were after a Birkin and a Kelly, you will save €50. Regardless, because the Kelly inserts are cheaper than the Birkins, regardless, you will save €25 off each insert. I mean, how awesome of an offer is that? I have to thank 7RP. I mean, I did have to push it a little bit for you guys, but you're worth it. I hope that wasn't too long for you guys, but I wanted to do something in depth because I didn't see anything like this, and I know that I put so much hours of research into this myself. So if you like this video, I would love if you give it a thumbs up. Let me know your thoughts about either or what you thought of this video, or even if you have any other questions as well, leave it in the comments below. I will do my very best to answer it. If you haven't already, I would love if you hit the subscribe button. You can actually subscribe right here. I can make it easier for you. And yeah, I just thank you so much for watching this in-depth video. Big kisses. Love you all. Bye.